Do you find it challenging to be in a room full of male general officers at the Pentagon or some other place, and to be heard? You're very strong, but you've shown this great side, which I believe, and I believe most of the audience believes the same thing, is it's a massive strength of the compassion. Do you find it challenging sometimes to be heard?
No, it's not a challenge to be heard. Here's the dynamic I see, and this is pretty special. The dynamic is the other 4 stars that I work with know me. And so when they come up to me first, it is, hey, we're going back to church, or hey, can you pray for my son, or hey, this is an issue we have at, hey, that's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's precious,
Okay.
right? And then it's like, okay, now let's get back to work, right? And here's what I need from you. You are not doing this right. I need more tankers to move my fighters. General Holmes, who you had here, right? General Holmes would call me up on the phone. Maryanne, you stranded my fighters. You stranded the Thunderbirds again, right? You didn't provide a tanker to get them to where they needed to go, right? So, and we chuckle about it. Okay, let me tell you why. We were not able to do that. So the relationships are great. I've cracked into that hard shell of those guys, and that's what's precious.
And what do you?
Precious.
I love that. But
Precious.
What do you think? Why do you think you've been able to crack into that hard shell? And I'm saying that as a real positive. I'm saying that as
it's
a positive,
It is super
not
positive.
negative or anything like that. What do you think it is? Because you got this massive talent of doing all types of things, but one of the hardest things a lot of times is managing up or dealing with colleagues and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you said, a hard shell.
It's the
What
heart,
is it?
right? It's
The
connecting
heart.
to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
You can connect to the heart, and you've got, the world is a better place.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships are better. Everything is better when you can connect at the heart level. So I'll tell you a story about our chief, General Golfing, because you may have him here at some point. So I'll let you in on a secret. So when I took my 3rd star job, he and I were talking one day, and he goes, hey, I need to get to know you a little bit more. So if I'm going to promote you, I got to know you a little bit more. So tell me about what you do in your off time. So I brought up the sisters, and I brought up what I did on weekends and things, and he goes, I want to be a part of that. I want to do that with you. And I'm like, okay. So, we'd run into each other, because I've worked for him for the last 3.5 years. And he'd come up and he goes, Maryanne, we gotta go, and we're running out of time. And I go, I know, Chief, but our schedules just aren't working. So 2 weeks, so I get this job, and he's gonna pin me on as a 4-star, and I'm 2 weeks from leaving DC and going to St. Louis, and I called him up. Actually, I texted him, Chief. I said, hey, we're running out of time. We are running out of time. 2 weeks to go. Now's the weekend. He goes, I'm there. Then he goes, I'm going to pick you up. Right? And I text him back and says, Chief of Staff of the Air Force is not picking me up at my house. The neighbors will talk, right? Because we live on bowling, right? And it's all the 3 and 4 stars around there. And I go, nope. My boss, the Chief of the United States Air Force, is not going to pick me up at my house, right? So I said, I'll meet you there. Here's the address, right? So we get there. I said, hey, Chief, wear humble clothes. These women are the most humble people on the planet. We have to fit in, right? So we go there, and we walk in. We go upstairs, and there's all these little sandals lined up along the wall. And he's like, what's this? And I said, well, the sisters take their shoes off before they walk in there. And they're just sandals, because all they have is 3 saris to their name for women along the way. But it'll happen. It'll absolutely happen.
And Leslie, does the chief, is he still active with?
Yeah. So he and this. Yeah, he'd be okay if I told you this. Yeah, he and Dawn went there 3 weeks ago, and Dawn came up to me last week, and when we were at Corona, and she's telling me all about the residents, and and she loves it. She goes, "This is our new church. This is what we're doing," and just precious. Yeah, it's amazing.
The ability to help out others, not only is doing great things for
Yeah.
them, but also making you feel great and
Yeah.
helping out
Yeah.
massively.
And and the word gets around. I've probably taken 4 2-stars to help with the gift of peace with me. The word gets around. I want to go with you. I'm next. Take me. It's because they realize how special it is. Just serving, just being there for others.
Since your brother went with you to Calcutta, when you told him the story, what did he think? when you told him the story about the chief?
Oh, he had met the chief before, and he says, "Yeah, that's who that man is." Right?
That's great.
It's not a surprise.
Shows you the
It's
character.
not a
Shows you the
surprise.
character.
Not a
Amazing.
surprise.